Well, Biden has unleashed total chaos against Russia. Just a day ago, he granted Ukraine a wish with the potential to plunge all of the Europe into an all-out war. The long-range missile promise is now a reality, and good lord, Zelensky didn't even wait for 24 hours before striking the Bryansk region with ATACMS missiles. The escalation now seems to be the only path forward. Yet, Europe's heavyweight, Germany, has decided to reject Biden's long-range strategy. This can be seen as Germany's calculated revenge for Zelensky's previous blockade for Putin-Scholz negotiations. But a larger picture is something else. The proof? A major cruise missile request has been abruptly cancelled. The German government has decided to refuse the supply of long-range cruise missiles to Ukraine for deep strikes into Russia, despite reported shifts in US policy. The German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius has confirmed. This came as the US President Joe Biden granted Ukraine the authorization for long-range attack inside Russian territory using the American-donated ATACMS missiles. This doesn't change our current assessment. This doesn't change our current assessment, Pistorius told reporters on Monday, emphasizing that there is no reason to alter our decision. Instead, Germany plans to provide over 4,000 AI-assisted drones which don't have a long-range capability. Germany's decision clearly shows that it has no intentions to take the bull by the horns. Moscow has clearly warned that such actions will constitute a direct act of war against the NATO countries. Putin himself had specified the changes in the nuclear doctrine, claiming that these changes explicitly define the conditions for Russia's nuclear weapon deployment. He stated, and we quote, "We'll consider this option upon receiving credible intelligence of massive air and space weapon launches crossing our borders," Putin elaborated. But despite this warning, US, UK and even France previously provided long-range weapons, and Germany consistently rejected these requests. But do you know that Germany's denial is not spontaneous? Washington had reportedly already informed Berlin about the policy change in advance, and so the German Foreign Ministry underscored that none of their weapons supplied to the Ukraine are classified as long-range. Also, they confirmed again and again that the cruise missiles won't be delivered. Chancellor Scholz has justified blocking the Taurus missile transfers by arguing that it will directly implicate Germany in the war. But that is not exactly just the case here. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had vehemently condemned the recent communication between the German Chancellor Scholz and Russia's Putin, branding it a perilous Pandora's box that threatens to unravel the global strategy of isolating Moscow. The world's geopolitical landscape has dramatically shifted. Donald Trump, a prominent voice opposing the Russia-Ukraine war, has boldly declared that he will resolve the war within the next 24 hours, signaling a desire to end the hostilities. Not only this, Donald Trump's Vice President-elect J.D. Vance has also controversially proposed a resolution during his campaign that Ukraine should surrender the occupied territories, establishing a demilitarized zone and maintain the neutrality by abstaining from NATO membership. And suddenly, Olaf Scholz, a vocal critic of Russia's invasion for the last 2 years, has suddenly transformed into a peace advocate. Truly a mammoth and suspicious political metamorphosis. Scholz is actually aware of the possible economic thunderstorm, Donald Trump's potential tariff onslaught that can devastate the EU economically. This fear is precisely why Berlin hesitates to brandish its war hawk feathers despite being a pivotal NATO alliance figure. But on the other hand, Biden's strategy is pretty clear. Escalate the war beyond any potential de-escalation point. An anti-war president is being maneuvered into a labyrinth, with no escape, forced into an all-out confrontation with Russia. Even recently, US launched the new Polish air base, exactly the eastward expansion that Putin denounces. Every signal from the US and NATO right now is suggesting a desperate attempt to ignite the massive geopolitical chaos before Trump's inauguration. Yet, Berlin right now stands apart. Olaf Scholz appears strategically calculated, unwilling to risk confronting dual potential retaliation from both Putin and Donald Trump. He is visibly distancing himself from Biden's aggressive policy framework here.